Welcome to another episode of my podcast that's fine with me. Today we're going to talk about Lipstick Lesbians once again. I feel like this channel is turning into Lipstick Lesbian commentary, but it is what it is. They're coming out with more videos, with more information, and it's about to hit the market, the leak number 2. And I believe the reason for this video is another plea, is another manipulation in certain parts of this video, and we're going to talk about this. And the reason is because they're losing their subscribers. They're losing a lot of subscribers. I'm going to give you guys the picture of their channel because I remember in almost every single video I was sharing that they had 1.2 million subscribers. So it's 1,200,000 subscribers approximately. And then right now I was checking their page and it's 1,100,000 subscribers. So they lost, I believe, over 100,000 subscribers, which is a lot, especially for a channel that is big enough, but still 100,000 subscribers, it's going to hit hard. And then I'm going to give you some of the photos, and you can see them right now, that about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, before they launched Labs, I would say consistently they would get about 100,000, maybe 200,000 views, and more or less consistently they would get millions of views. Maybe not every single video, but still they would get millions of views. Now they still get sometimes a couple of million views. Most likely they're gonna get a lot of views, a lot of like maybe 400,000, 500,000 views when it is about this controversy that is happening right now with their company. And some videos, they're not hitting 10,000 views right now. People are not interested, I believe, in this type of content anymore. Not because they're not interested, but because of the attitude and maybe the way they handle this entire situation. And a lot of the times I read the comments about the trust is broken. We're going to talk about mixed commentary and mixed reviews, but let's get started with the video because it's kind of long. This is a new video from Lipstick Lesbians. Let's get started.
This might be the worst beauty launch I've
By the way,
ever
it's
seen.
Kiki.
Two social media influencers known as the Lipstick
Seth
Lesbians
Meyers.
are launching a makeup brand.
Huge.
What in the flexible situation is this in my 30 years of makeup?
If you have nothing nice to
Rich
say,
Fox.
come sit right here next to me. Okay.
And we are
giving options.
Why
Maybe what
are
everyone
this
learned
shit
is that
today?
beauty consumers are super smart and learning her.
Because it's so different than everything else on the market.
The dark time. All of these misunderstandings of what we were trying to do just took their own life.
Whatever happened to the Lipstick
Again, Rich Fox.
Lesbians? They just kind of went
It
quiet.
really hit me today that we've been working on this for 2 years. I just hate that people feel like we disappointed them.
That's going to be about their new launch, how they got into the situation, and they have a full range of different influencers living their commentary. But it's interesting they did not insert Kiki herself, only her voice, into these videos because Kiki most likely is doing her commentary on YouTube, and they were, inserting a lot of TikTok influencers, like their faces. And right away, I'm going to give you a quick disclaimer, whatever. I saw people saying, like, on this particular post and on this particular video, like, why so dramatic? It's so dramatic. And the entire campaign is extremely dramatic. Let's keep on watching. Post-launch.
Christina's been going through it.
I've been going through it with this. It's a tough time. I think I'm really humbled because a lot of people clearly care.
You guys are the experts in the space,
Yeah.
giving so much knowledge to them. That's why they follow you, they trust you, everything.
We care about the industry so much. It's like we launched Leaked.
I think what was so confusing to me, babe, is that like
By the way, real quick, I'm going to pause. I filmed a podcast. This is a podcast before today's podcast. You should probably check this out. I was talking about white label, incubators and white label. Real quick, I want to bring this out. According to this particular video and the way they talk to like chemists and labs, and they mentioned this a couple of times, that these formulas, they were pre-made and they picked them up. It's given an idea that these, let's say this approach is white label. I am going in depth about white label in the previous podcast, but a real quick, let's say, thought what it is. Basically, white label is when one lab It can be in Italy, United States, Korea, any other country. They create some formula, and this formula is going to be super cheap for influencers or any other brands, because what you can get is this formula, add a little bit different flavor, like a scent, or maybe a little bit different color. So you're not changing formula at all. You're not customizing this formula for yourself. Basically, you're slapping your name on and it is done. And 5, 6, 10 influencers, they can have access to the same formula for so much cheaper price. And incubators, most likely, like Fenty Beauty is an incubator, they're going to create the entire campaign. They're even going to create some product that you need them to create. But managers or people from incubators, they take care of the production, whatever, you're just using your face, but the main cut is going to incubators. White label is basically a pre-made formula that you slap your name on, you slap your, let's say, tag on, and that's good to go. And what they were talking about, just like different formulas that people didn't pick up, it's basically it. Different labs, they create numerous type of formulas, and as an influencer, you can go there, buy whatever you like. I mean, again, 10 people can buy the same formula, but name it differently, and they can put their like color or scent, and it's going to be absolutely the same with just a small change. So here is a white label, in my opinion. Lipstick Lesbians, they're most likely just a white label. It means that any other influencer is doing the same thing. The only difference is that they picked the most expensive formula, and they picked the most probably irrelevant, at least for the Lick One, formula.
What wasn't clear in our messaging is that we wanted to bring this love and joy back into beauty. And I think because we didn't language that enough, all of these misunderstandings of what we were trying to do just took their own life.
It's not that we didn't language that enough. We didn't language that at all.
What are they talking about? We didn't language this at all. We didn't language this enough. First and foremost, I'm gonna be really harsh on this particular subject today, because it feels like if I didn't know them, and in a way, like, I don't really know them personally. If I didn't know them, I would think that they have bipolar. Not them in particular, but their manager, PR team, or someone who is creating content for them and specifically for their brand. Why is so? State of the Union, they were very bold, very aggressive, and they were talking like, maybe one time if you try to be a lesbian, you're gonna love it. And people were pissed off.
Take me, for example. I only dated men until I tried a woman. And boy, was I surprised.
You need to be flexible.
Then they're apologizing. Then they're sitting at the airport. We're so sorry, like, for not being clear, for a word salad and whatsoever. And you're like, okay.
And we're also going to get really clear on the language as well. Some of the language was definitely confusing and didn't accurately represent what we were trying to do.
It's okay, Mom.
Do you want me to take over? I think I can do it.
First they were angry, now they're crying. Like, okay, let's be real. Then in a couple more weeks, they're coming out with a new video where they're talking about the word salad.
Just put my word salad down. Hold on, I dropped one.
I dropped the word.
And in their word salad, they're literally making and poking fun at people for just like, oh, word salad. I'm proud to have my word salad. And now, again, today is a new video, but they're like, we were not clear on what we were talking about. We did not. I'm like, what is going on in your heads? First you're aggressive, then you're complaining and crying, then you're again aggressive, and now you're again complaining and crying. And they were clear. They showed how to use this product, like that it's not breaking, whatever, but this was not an issue. That was not a problem. There's no reason for this product to exist. It's just useless. That's it.
The beauty queens just wanted us to create products that we thought they would love.
Here we are having like a breakdown this morning because like it's rough. It's rough out there. The internet.
I have to prove myself again.
The product needed so much education, but we just could not keep up with what to do first and what to put out when we received all that backlash.
And we froze.
What do you mean it needed more education? And again, one more time, what type of education? It was ripping off. You cannot sanitize it. And another very important issue, it's not going to be in a long run. And I know that it's pretty expensive because of the ingredient list, and we talked in my previous podcast that yes, the ingredients, they're pretty much expensive. But at the same time, do we really need this if we can get the same results from other brands? This is a useless product, and people were pissed that you did not get any packaging. Most likely that was a tin that cost like, I don't know, less than $1, and then $34 for this product. It is outrageous. It was not a product that people needed. We have sticks with similar product that are more useful, that can be sanitized, and they're not breaking.
On our flight to Milan. Just finished a week in Korea. I'm not gonna lie, I was not in the right headspace.
There's so much we still have to share with all of you. We have our work cut out for us.
We flew to Italy a few days early so we could come visit our supplier. We're minutes away from one of my favorite factories. Here she is. Hey, what's up? We have sat in this very room at this very table as a collective team that worked on Flexi, the team that created Flexi. We spent hours behind closed doors talking about that package. We actually wanted to launch it in a different package, but it wasn't compatible. Had we paused and looked for new packaging, we would have delayed the launch by a minimum of 3 months if we wanted to customize and make a...
Okay, first and foremost, they're talking about the packaging. In a way, this is not a problem with the packaging. People were pissed not about the packaging. They were pissed because the packaging was super cheap, but the price was extremely expensive. I believe that when they tried to launch this product with a better packaging, they knew that they would additionally add maybe $5 or $7 more to this price tag, and that is the main reason. As they're saying that it would have been moved a little bit longer for 2 or 3 additional months if they specified on the packaging. I mean, what is the point in this packaging if it still rips? I mean, if you put this, like, if I'm not mistaken, that looked like a pouches, or I don't know, like some bag. So if you store these in this type of bag, then still it doesn't solve an issue. Another issue of mine is they're talking always and constantly about like it would have pushed the launch, then do not launch. If you feel like this launch should have been delayed a little bit longer, but you knew that it would create a better product, then wait a little bit longer. To release something that is not in any shape or form is perfect, or at least decent, or at least valuing the same price as you asked for, then do not do this. Because as I thought, in a month, they said that every single month, or at least every 2 months, they would release a new product. And it's June, and it's still not a new leak. So it's better to spend some extra time on a proper product to release something decent, because they know if they're going to screw up second time, they're done. I'm pretty much sure.
Customize and make a brand new package, we would have been looking at a 12 to 18 month timeline and a significant financial investment we were not prepared to make because we didn't even know if the market wanted the product.
We got so lost in the excitement of Amplify Flexi powder as a product that was the first of its generation. We neglected to consider how that tin could destroy the user experience.
We sacrificed and compromised aesthetic and package.
We sold less than 5,000 units.
When we said small batch, we meant small batch.
We got incredible feedback.
Okay, so they sold 5,000 units. This is not a lot. Yes, to be honest, this is not a lot. The only issue that I have with this launch and the packaging, they said that they compromised the aesthetics. You know, it's not, again, about the aesthetics. Yes, some people, they do care about beautiful packaging. People were pissed that they didn't get a proper packaging for $34. People just cannot justify the price point. If you're paying for $34, most likely Lipstick Lesbians, in most of their videos, they're saying that you're paying for the packaging. If you're paying that much, you're paying for the packaging. And here, people that were educated and learned by Lipstick Lesbians themselves, they got this product that rips off easily, cannot be sanitized, and so they get this product in a packaging for $34. And people were like, how is that possible? You told us that the most expensive thing most likely is going to be the packaging, and here we don't really get a packaging, but still really, really expensive. People don't really care about some raw materials that is going to cost like a fortune. If it looks the same way as some other product that is less in cost but still shimmery, they don't care about raw materials.
And insights. If we really reflect in the way that we asked you all for your feedback, you delivered.
As content creators who really celebrated love and education was striking. Last thing we would ever want our community to feel like we disrespected them or that we hurt them or that we violated their trust.
While the good, the bad, and the ugly of the internet, and definitely the internet had its way with us.
They did violate a community trust because of a State of the Union, because of their word salad and the more and more to this. Like, it's piling on. Because when people were pissed, they fueled more to this fire. Every single time people wanted to get a clear answer of a survey, they wanted to get a clear answer of like, why is it so expensive? People, they didn't need an education in a way how to apply this. People need them to educate, why is it so pricey? Why is it ripping off? Why aren't you getting more product? Why is so expensive for the packaging? Like, no packaging is still super expensive. People had these type of questions that were still not answered. They were laughing, they were joking, and I'm sorry, in my opinion, this is not the way how a brand owner should deal with the market and with their customers.
We survived.
The last few weeks were a lot.
It's been so painful. People had feelings.
And again, they're blaming the internet, the ugly, whatever. This is not a problem of the internet. This is a problem of how you handle the situation.
It's a gift.
He was just on the phone telling me, it's gonna be fine, this brand is gonna sell out. But like, I don't want to sell out if it's controversy. I just don't want to sell out for controversy. It makes me fucking sick.
And again, they're talking about a sellout. I don't want to be a sellout if it's a controversy, because if it's a controversy, then next time people are not going to buy this. And if it's a controversy, sometimes people are going to unsubscribe. And you saw this yourself, that they lost over 100,000 viewers. It's a lot. This is their future customer. This is a lot.
We were always based in love. This whole brand was supposed to be about love. I don't think we led with love. I think that was our mistake. But the intention was love.
Maybe love is controversial. Our love is controversial. Our wedding was the biggest controversy because we insisted, after both of our parents told us not to, our fathers, to not get married in Crete. Do you remember that day? That was controversy and that was love. None of this is new. We were misunderstood. You just forgot. But I'll remind you. It was awful.
And again, Christina is talking about controversy. She is talking about love in the way that love and passion for makeup, love and passion for creativity and artistic expression. And Alexis, she's turning this whole into this narrative about their love story, their relationship. And a State of the Union was talking about, I try to be with a woman and elected, maybe you should too. I don't remember the exact wording, but the meaning behind this whole thing was something like this.
Take me, for example. I only dated men until I tried a woman, and boy, was I surprised.
You need to be flexible.
People were pissed. They meddled into relationships, they meddle into private space of each individual. And I'm going to be honest, this particular part pissed me off a little bit. And people, they do actually say that they're manipulated and they're using relationship and that they're lesbians in their own advantage. You don't understand us because we're lesbians. People, they don't really have any issues with the fact that you're lesbians. It was your family drama. It was your business. People should know about this. You're business owners, and what's behind the curtains, people don't really care. This is not the point of what is going on right here. And Christina, she's actually talking about the brand. And Alexis, she's always moving more into relationship, into more like, this is, our love is controversial. It's the same feeling as when she's talking about, like, for example, State of the Union, maybe you should try. I don't want you to tell me who I should try and who I shouldn't try. Try to imagine they are in a relationship and they said that fathers, they were not into this relationship. They were like against this relationship and they had a controversy themselves. That is very bad and shitty. I totally get it. But at the same time, what if their dads would go to them and say, maybe you should try men. It's so much better. Like, do not be lesbians. This is outrageous. And that's what they exactly told people in a State of the Union. That's what they said. Like, maybe you should try someone else and you would love it. It is kind of abusive and, in a way, offensive.
You're talking to me about selling out through controversy. Look, a wedding is controversial. The way you came out was controversial. The way I came out was controversial. When we started dating, it was controversial. Remember your parents basically told you that you couldn't live at your house, and you lived with my parents, with me and my parents for like a month. You had to get up really early to drive to work an hour and a half away.
Becoming the Lipstick Lesbians is the story of two people who faced adversity, who looked at fear and had nothing left to fear because they had nothing left to lose.
It wasn't easy.
This is like dirty laundry. I mean, they set up the camera to talk about their past and their issues with their family. What they're doing right now, I'm sorry to tell that, but they're literally shitting Christina's parents to millions of people. I mean, they might be in good relationship right now. They might be wrong. Their parents, they might be wrong. But at the same time, if anyone, like neighbors, friends, family, whatever, whoever is watching this video, they're gonna know about this dirty laundry or behind the scenes drama, how it turned out, how Christina was not able to hug her dad for a long period of time or to have any normal conversation with her dad. It's kind of painful, and especially for the families, because they're literally showing all of this drama to millions of people. For what? This is a sellout, and this is a controversy that they're still keeping on heating up.
It was years, babe. I'm gonna remind you, it was years before we were given the, I'll call it the grace of the illusion of acceptance. And how many years passed for your dad to give me a real hug? We waited 11 years for that man to accept me as your partner.
Leaked labs, suddenly we have a lot to lose.
What do you mean, like the illusion of the acceptance? So what they're saying that people over internet, TikTok, their followers, this is an illusion of acceptance? I mean, they were accepted by their followers, because if they weren't, they wouldn't follow them. This is my point number one. My point number two, again, they're turning this into a relationship drama. And she's saying to Christina, like, let me remind you how bad this was. How is that related to their business launch? And again, it's given an impression, in my opinion, again, this is only my opinion, it's given an impression that people didn't want to accept their products because they're lesbians. It's reading behind the lines. Or people are gonna wait a year or so until they get used to an idea that these products are revolutionary products. And so they have to wait out before people try to accept and understand that these are actually good products. I mean, just the message is not clear because you still don't understand what they're trying to articulate. Is that an issue with the relationship because they're lesbians and they think that this is the main reason why it wasn't sold out, or just people asked for refunds, or people were so mean and hateful? Though I doubt, because there's so many gay people in this community. They're well appreciated and loved, and especially their brands. For example, like One Size Beauty, Patrick Starr, he's really loved, he's appreciated, people love his products, and if I'm mistaken, he's gay. So this is not an issue, and they're portraying as if like this brand is controversial because of their controversial love, or because they're controversial, or because the products are controversial. I don't know. Okay, I don't know.
We have 3 years plus of building credibility in a platform.
How do you comfort your partner when it's like you can't solve the problem and you're both in it together? There's nothing we can do right now. We just have to wait it out. We have to get through it.
If you could see this from the video, when they were showing their followings, they had 1.2 million followers, and now, yeah, 1.1.
And make the changes that we want to make. It's all we've focused on doing. We can't keep beating ourselves up over this.
You know what I think? I think that Christina, she tries to solve an issue. She tries to understand, what do people need? She's asking and answering probably right questions. She's like, well, we're not clear on the message. Maybe we flew to Korea, maybe it was wrong. Then she's like, we're here, you guys. And then she's like, this brand was designed to bring love to this community. And in my opinion, every single time all this aggression is coming from Alexis in most of these videos. She's like, you should try this. Then she's kind of like inserting these ideas into Christina's head that's like, we're not wrong. People just hate us because we're lesbians. People just hate us because we're like controversial, whatever. It's given this impression. I'm not stating anything. I'm not saying that's true. What I'm saying here is the pressure, you can see this. She's trying to pressure Christina into thinking that the problem is in this type of relationship. And she's trying to manipulate people into thinking that we had family drama. We were not accepted by our own family. And now we have the same thing. We're not accepted by the fans because of what? And it feels like because of their like sexuality, which is not true. And they know it's not true. We just have to wait it out. No, you should come forward, give detailed, let's say, descriptive idea of what is the price is compiled from, and move on and say, like, due to this survey, people didn't like this. We have some percentage of who didn't like it, why, what's the reason, and whatsoever, as they promised. But they were waiting, they were not given any answers, and that is the issue. They shouldn't wait this out. And they were waiting this out until people were pissed and were like, where's the answer?
No, it's been weeks, really months.
I want to show the people who we are. Really, because I don't think that that's what Leak did. I think Leak was not the natural extension of who we were. I think it was trying to be something else, and I can see why people got upset.
When you disappoint someone unintentionally, you can actually show them what your intentions are. Do you want to keep punishing yourself, or do you want to actually create the thing for the beauty queens to fall in love with again?
If I'm doing a lot of reflections and thinking about what we could improve upon in future leaks.
Oh shit, that looks so good.
We listened to feedback and we wanted to bring you a more complete experience. That is the biggest takeaway of what I want to change moving forward in this brand.
What's the soul of Leak Labs? We need to sit down and do this exercise as a team. The brand does not exist to add to beauty, it exists to...
And by the way, I remember when in one of the previous videos they were talking specifically about like, we don't want to be in the sea of sameness. This is a lie, because I told you right at the beginning of this podcast that most likely they have a white label. So when they come to the lab and they choose from different formulas, that is something that is really popular among other influencers. What makes you different? The fact that you just chose some other formulas that other influencers didn't pick them up because they were extremely expensive, or because they were like a little bit different, or because they were expensive and different, but pointless in a way. This is the same thing as other influencers are doing. And I feel like Christina, she was talking about this in particular. I feel like Christina said, I feel like we maybe did something wrong. Maybe we did in direction that we didn't have to go with. Like maybe they should have created a custom-made formula instead of doing something like this, and maybe picked something that was not, like, I don't really think that she's making decisions. I feel like Laxis is, like, according to this video, she's always bold, she's always, like, going forward and whatever. And I feel like, is she actually asking for Christina's opinion? Or is it always her, like, way to pursue Christina into what she wants? That is my question.
We should be thinking about the entire package.
We're so beat up. We've worked these for months.
It's the label that we're redoing.
We want to make sure it's top tier in order to put it out. We don't want to push it out.
Which makes more sense than rushing. We didn't push this product out the right way. We understand that from every possible level, two brand founders can dissect the launch and really humbly say, okay, we have to do this better.
What do they mean by saying we didn't push this product the right way? So they still don't get an idea that this is a product that the community doesn't need. That's just it. That's just it. They don't want to comprehend the information that we don't need this product because it's ripping off and it's pointless.
The next time. We re-looked at everything, the labels, the packaging. We even attempted to repackage everything, only to come back to the reality of we're not trying to be this brand that everybody thought we're trying to be. Is it more important to us that we have lab honest packaging, or do we want to really do this brand packaging? Right. That's on us. That's our fault. We can only fix it if we let go of the fear and push out these products that I, for one, believe in. And I don't just believe in them because I made them. I believe in them because I think that they make me feel excited about makeup again.
The difference is that this is you bringing formulas you love that are finished to market.
It's discovery and creation. All we did is analyze for the last...
And again, they think that the problem was with the packaging. Yes, the packaging was super cheap. But I feel like if they created something outstanding without a packaging, people would pass on that. Like, people wouldn't care about the packaging. Someone would, but like most likely the problem was in the product. So if they added additional $10 to the cost of Lip Labs, like Lip 1, and still had the same product inside, but with a better packaging, they would have had, I believe, the same experience. People would say like $40 for that? I mean, yeah, the packaging is cool, but like the product is useless. Still, this is a problem with the product, not with the packaging in general, and with the pricing. The price and the product.
Last 6 weeks, all the places that we misstepped.
We got it wrong.
We got it wrong. We got it wrong, and we're committed to getting it right. And when you're committed to getting it right, you have to stop everything and you have to evaluate everything. And that's what this last few months has been about. We're adding elements that we're missing. We're just going to improve and evolve. We're lucky to be here, and we're lucky to have the opportunity to bring these new products that we have to the market. There's a lot of
these last few months were about them screaming at people and bullying people, talking about word salad, talking about State of the Union, crying on camera at the airport. I mean, like all sorts of manipulation, all sorts of jokes, all sorts of, in my opinion, bullying, saying people that they should probably try someone else because they did and they loved it. I mean, this type of behavior, that's what they've been doing for the couple of months.
hope, and there's a lot of excitement that wasn't there exactly 2 months ago. Even a couple weeks ago. Each week has been cumulatively better. There's a reason that there's a saying that time heals all wounds, whether they're still healing or whether they're fully healed. I'm not gonna stop. No matter how hard it's been, no matter how hard it's gonna get, it's too important to me, and it's too important to you, the community, that deserves to see this. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this thing, but if you're out there and you love makeup and you're curious, this is for you.
I understand why it is so important, because they invested a lot of money. They're losing subscribers, and if they are going to fail a second time, they might lose even more subscribers. And I'm going to show you how many views they were getting at first, and then I'm going to show you how many views they're getting right now, because the TikTok is the main platform they're getting their income from. And TikTok brands or brand deals, this is the main source they're getting their money from, because they had to refund everyone and they lost a lot of money, not only investing into formulas, but to refund people. So let's talk first, like maybe before the leak, or before they were talking about their own brands, the average, I talked about this real quick, was 200,000 views, but I see like 300, 500, 200, 3.8 million, 800,000 views, and 485,000 views, 838,000 views, 3.1 million. Now we're going still higher. Of course, sometimes they got 62,000 views, but most likely it was 12.4 million and 100K, and then like maybe 80K and 300,000K. Then we're going higher. They got millions of views. Now we're going to the introduction of Lip Labs. The introduction, people were like super excited, 1.3 million, 300,000K views, and so on and so forth. And then when the controversy was going more and more to that, the views started fading a little bit, but fading. I mean, they're getting their 100K views or 600K views, but more like 60,000 and more like 50,000. And then we're going further, and here's more like 40,000, 33,000, 36,000, and occasionally 300,000. And on the videos, they were about Lip Labs failure. Then we're going further, and again, they're having like, they got 4.9 million, but more to like 48,000, 58,000, 90,000, 58,000. Some of these views were not bad, like 90K, but not as much as they used to. And then finally, to the fresh videos, they have 17,000, 33, less than 10,000, 22,000, 34,000, 16,000, and only 526,000K views were on this particular video that we're watching and reacting to. And I am going to read you some of the comments that I believe are super mixed. When people are saying like, why is so dramatized? You're so telling the phototype of the flexi powders were actually innovative and they settle on tints. They're the question. This feels extra. Please rebrand the concept as a watercolor paint. The reputation tore into tea. And then we get some other comments. I don't know why people have to be so awful. I love you. We love you. I'm so sorry. I actually thought the product was so cool. I liked it. I'm rooting for you and so on the force. Don't give up. Or like Kiki channel, we hear you queen. Kiki is the main person that was leaving a lot of commentary on their videos. The issue was not messaging love and lied. The issue was a product. Yes, exactly. The issue was the product. Before the hate comments come, I just want to say I do enjoy the brain idea and so on and so forth. So there's like mixed feelings. And then some of the comments from Erin Parson, people, I'm like, I did not expect Erin Parson to be on their side, but a lot of the times I actually see people saying like, no, I trusted you. I thought you'd be more honest. That's about, that is a comment under Erin Parson video. Then we get to be the product developers. How so, Erin girl? Come on. I love you, Erin. Always trusted your opinion and love your content, but this is not. It's sorry. I trusted you, Erin, and like I put it on with my just finger and it ripped on the second swipe. Girl, you're just trying to be nice, Erin. It's okay to critique friends. So basically, people they're still not happy with their brand. Of course, there are fans that are in the comments, but what they're missing, and in my opinion, what they're entirely missing, it's not about the education. The education was pretty clear. You should wear it and you should apply it. The problem with like questions that people had and sanitization that they had, bacteria and whatever, like makeup artists, they cannot use this product, and 4 grams is super expensive. We talked about this numerous times. My point here, I'm gonna see their lick number 2, and I feel like they had to redo the entire concept. They had to redo the entire brand idea, and they realized that people are not gonna let them get away with some questionable product that is irrelevant. They have to be releasing something outstanding in order to fill the hole they created themselves. And please, guys, do not be rude and do not use your relationships and your families, your family dramas in this type of videos, because it's not only showing your parents in the bad light, but it's showing you in a bad light when you try to make them look bad on camera to millions of people, to their friends, to their neighbors. They might be wrong. They might be not right, but still, to show this to millions of people, put your camera on and record why Christina is crying, and to tell her that, let me remind you that your own dad didn't want to hug you, that your own dad didn't want to accept me as a partner for 11 years. Like, why do we need this information, and how is that related to the brand that failed and the product that failed? I mean, this is none of our business. And you're making this our business by sharing this information. I don't know why. Why? And that's it, guys. We're going to see leak number 2. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in my next podcast. It's fine with me. Bye-bye.